Well, indeed, we're just about done. What It Takes Radio has been proud to present this presentation of From Booking to Broadcasting, how to grow your audience and sell more books and have more fun as an author-performer. And now, being an author is not just sitting down and typing and writing. Well, radio is not just talking into a microphone. Here's the rest of the story, and of course, here's the pitch. Here we go. This is the final adventure, episode number 7, and then we're done, at least for this presentation. But obviously, if you'd like to be in touch with me, and perhaps we could do other presentations, conversations that count, and help you do just exactly what the goal is, that you will be able to sell more books, reach a greater and growing audience, and certainly have more fun, that you could continue to do what you love to do and do it more successfully, and perhaps, as someone said, with less fears and less tears and more joy and happiness. All of that is part of life. Now, let's remember that oftentimes in a podcast, you can even do more what the people want than actually is in the book. Now, I'll, go to Dr. Amen, change your brain, change your body, change your life. Wow, this is incredible. And there's a part of me that even as I read through it, I say, well, I really don't need to know how the brain works. You do, because you're a neuroscientist, but I just want to have a better life. Can you simplify things so it's something that will just help me be better? Well, that's a little bit that I discover is what he's really doing in the audio program, which is not the book. It's a conversation about the book. And then when I was at the library, I didn't even know about it, but all of a sudden I saw it, so I picked it up, and it was called NPR's Podcast Startup Guide. And so I certainly, and here it is. Oh my goodness, it's huge. It would take me a long time to get through that book, and it looks like it's good stuff. Now, most of that stuff I probably already know, but I will certainly learn something from it. But it's really written for somebody who's really into it, a real pro, hardly for a beginner. And 95% of the stuff that's in this book, you don't even need to know. In fact, delegate everything but your genius. And so what you need to do is you'd say, Stan, you know how to do all this stuff. Well, you help me do it, and then I won't have to learn it. I'll just count on the fact that you've been in the business for 40 years, and I don't have to read the stuff because I've got a guy who knows it all who will help me. Of course. And that may be the kind of person you want to be too. And that's how you can demonstrate and get more interest. And by the way, your podcast is a better way of getting performances. It demonstrates your power, your energy, your personality. You may have greater chances to give presentations. When people say, well, we'd maybe like to have you as a speaker, and you'd say, well, read my book. Well, is there any other way? Oh, why don't you listen to my podcast? And they'll find out more about you. Do give that some creative thought. So here we go. Now, there's a lot more we could learn, but we don't need to right now. You need to have the motivation, see the possibility of doing this, and then find somebody who can help you do that. And of course, that's a little bit of what this is about. It's my audition. And by the way, that's what we're always doing in life. We're always auditioning. Life is an audition for audiences. Remember that. Life is an audition for audiences. All the time, everything you do. I'm perhaps writing a book on marketing called The Marketing Your Life, because everything you say and do and be is how you market you. And that goes right along with what I'm talking about here. Now, perhaps you've heard someone say, "Oh, you write a book." Well, anybody can write a book. You just sit down and type up the book. Well, of course, that's silly. Well, anybody can be on the radio. You just talk. That's all you do. You just talk. Well, it's not quite that easy, As someone said, how did you get to be a broadcaster? I said, 40 years of practice. Yeah, of scars and stars and bumbles and, yeah. And that's why I can do what I can do pretty easily, because that's what I've done for years. And you know that writing became easier. Not easy. It never is easy, but maybe easier when you got into a system, you got into a flow, you knew how to do it, you knew how to work, and you knew how to know that, okay, if I'm going to turn this book out, I know what I have to do to get it out. That's the deal. And so let me encourage you that if you really want to be serious, take some training. It's not about just talking. There's a lot more that goes into it than just talking. There is how you talk, how you use your voice, how you use your voice as an instrument, how you actually use bodily expressions, because actually to be on radio, you are using your body as much as your voice to communicate. You're learning all kinds of things about how you don't ever write a script like you would write a book. You write for the ear, not for the eye. And that's going to be a new thing for you to learn. It's about a conversation. It's about a connection. There's a number of things that you only learn if you say, I'm going to not only learn about radio or voice work, I'm going to learn how to do it, learn from somebody who can help me, and I'm going to try and do it well. And then you start. And you ship. You don't wait until you've done it perfectly. You start. That's the way it is. I get software updates all the time, and what they say, we fixed something. That's what we did. The update, we fixed something. We made it a little bit better. That's the same thing you can do today. As I actually have helped one person, their book is now continually being revised. Totally. It's always being revised. It's always being changed, because we can do that with the technology these days. Just like they do this all the time, revised and expanded. Well, of course, but that can be a continual process. And that means your book is always more and more contemporary. And of course, you keep it updated with the fact that every week, every month, you are talking to your audience and tell them what it's all about. These are the possibilities. So in fact, you might want to take my course just on how to be a world-class podcaster. I'm going to learn how to podcast. And then I'll know, I already know how to write a book. Now I'll learn how to be a podcaster. And now I'll try and put the excellence that I already have in my life, and perhaps the expertise from somebody else. We'll put my excellence and their expertise together, and we might have a pretty good show, a performance, a program, an experience. Remember, we live in an audio-visual world, and everybody is looking for ways to be entertained. I'm not sure that's very good. Neil Postman wrote a great book years ago about our media economy, and it said, amusing ourselves to death. I wish, the library I go to here is wonderful. It's very modern and very nice, but it's very old-fashioned. And in so many ways, it's not just a place where the books are. It is a place of experiences and community. You know what I'm talking about. It is a place where we go to meet people, to do other things. And it's not just the books, it's all the things that go along with that. I would like to help you. We're keeping this, as promised, under an hour, but please reach out to me. You can go to my web stage. Remember, I don't call it a website. I call it a stage. It's a performance place. Here we go. www.WIT Radio. That stands for What It Takes Radio. It takes wisdom, insight, and truth. witradio.net. witradio.net. Or reach out to me at stan@witradio.net. stan@witradio.net. I would love to hear from you. I would love to help you. I would love for us to begin a journey together where we are enjoying. I enjoy your books, you enjoy my programs, and we enjoy having a good time, getting better at what we do, and making more money and having more fun. That's the deal. And that's where we began. That's where we began, and that's where we will end. And now the end is a start of new beginnings, I hope, for both you and me. Best and blessings as we go through these challenging and difficult times. We'll make it. We can do it. Bye for now.